restless. There's this yearning that I don't say. Sick of guessing, I have questions. Oh well, all I can do is pray. Oh, I've been roaming, taking chances all alone. Where am I going when it's always going wrong? Wish someone could tell me how things will end before I let somebody in.
The ADAC SimRacing Expo Community Trophy goes into round 4. Today we are going to Austria. Styria and the Red Bull Ring is the location of today's races. Yes, we have 2 races again, and yeah, you see me for the first time on the camera now. My name's Corvinian Rubenbauer. I am going to be your host and commentator for today, but the face on my, I guess, right side, I hope I'm pointing into the right direction, will be Vincent Gottwald for today. You've seen him the last times. He's going to be the co-commentator. Are you looking forward to today's races, Vincent?
Yeah, definitely. The last races also were only quite perfect from the racing part and also a lot of fun and enjoyable racing. So I'm looking forward to it as well. Again, wonderful race day, wonderful combination today from cars and track. It's just interesting, and I'm thrilled to see what's happening today.
Yeah, I think it will be interesting races we have up, and it's a really nice track. I think also quite popular with the fans and everybody. We're going to talk about this more later, but for the start and to recap kind of what's happened so far, can you maybe give us a quick recap of the last race in Watkins Glen?
Yeah, Watkins Glen was also quite challenging. We had the Formula 4 cars, which were a bit of interesting during the entering of the corners, but we had a lot of great fighting. Only some minor mistakes, some on the last turns, but it was all clean. A lot of slipstream fighting. And I guess with a lot of straights on the Red Bull Ring as well, maybe there will be a slipstream battle as well sometimes. I hope at least.
Yeah.
And I also look forward to this clean and perfect racing on the edge of the limit again.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, the Red Bull Ring is one hell of a track when it comes to overtaking opportunities. I mean, you have basically 3 really long straights with hard braking points after another. So it's like really good opportunity also to gain places and to switch up if your position if you haven't been so good in qualifying. Yeah. And speaking of qualifying, that is already what we're seeing. We're already into the qualifying. We're seeing Alessandro Ottaviani here with the team Fortzilla Gumpert Apollo. In terms of the cars, we haven't talked about the cars yet so far. We're having the GT1 cars today. So you guys, as the last times already, you voted on Twitter. So if for the next race, make sure to follow us on Twitter, ADAC SimRacing Expo, and you choose between Carrera Cup Classics, DTM 1992, and GT1 cars, and you've decided for the GT1 cars. But it was a rather close vote, I think. But GT1 it is today.
Yeah, they make it in the end. It was quite thrilling a bit between them and DTM, but we also had DTM, so why not something new again? And yeah, so if we're having a look on the first quali laps, we have an 1 minute 24.4, which is pretty close on the first practice session, which we were able to saw today. The fastest time were in 33 high, so just half a second left. So. What do you think, Corby? Will they be faster again?
Yeah, I think they will be a bit faster over the practice session. Overall, I mean, they didn't show everything in free practice. We've seen quite a few wild drives in practice. I think the cars showing to be quite difficult to control without the traction control. So many people spinning off at the corner exits.
Yeah, definitely. Like heading to after Schlossgold into Roche, there may be some difficult times for the drivers. They have to be really careful on the throttle there. Which makes it also a bit interesting to have a bit of struggles with the car, to work around with it, and also to keep up good performance during fighting. But yeah, also it's quite interesting. I mean, maybe we'll see some surprises because on Watkins Glen at least, they they let us joke a bit. They were like literally half a second faster than they were on the practice. So I don't know, but I hope at least we will see something faster. At least now we have Ottaviani on first place, followed by Benebanki, Ilya Drozeskov, our actual leading driver for the whole season right now. He is on the lead by over 45 points. Yeah, 45 points.
35 points. No, 35 points. Whatever. Like it is a bit. In any case.
I have to ask my calculator. Give me a sec.
Never do math live on stream. First commentator rule. So just to recap, we have the first times coming in. 4 minutes left on the clock, so will be about probably 3 to 4 laps coming in. Probably more 3 laps remaining to improve your times. As you said, Ottaviani, Banki, 2 quite familiar names, I think, if you're in the race room community. We've already seen it in other race room series, like the Cupra Sim Racing series last year, for example, where they already also drove quite fast, and Ottaviani shows that once again. Times now 124.367 compared to what they did in the leaderboard, where the fastest time was 1:24.1.32. I think there is some room for improvements, maybe about 1 or 2 tenths, but that's more or less it.
Definitely. And a few words to the people behind the screens which are watching us now. So, first of all, if you have something to ask, some questions or everything else, of course, you are free to cheer for your drivers as well. We love to see it as well. As also as already can read in the race room chat. So if there's something is in your mind you want to ask, everything, type it down. I will have a look at it, and we will address it when we have the time for it.
Yeah, exactly. We're happy to have an active chat and to interact with you guys. I think that's something, that always is a lot of fun. Apparently, also speaking, like just to recap again from the German side, I guess we are both German commentators. We have 3 drivers in between the first 6: Mund, Mosin, and Kunze, and generally quite a few Germans in the driver field. If we go back through the field, I see, I think 11, if I counted correctly, over the entire field of the 31 drivers on the server right now. But generally, it's kind of mixed up between the nations. So we have Alessandro Ottaviano, we have Italians, we have Swedes, Finnish people, we have people from France, we have Russian guys here, Poland. So everything is kind of coming together.
Yeah, it's awesome that we have a big mix. I mean, it shows how big the sim racing community is and how it still grows, and this is every time a pleasure to see and awesome to watch as well. It's every time interesting to see how different drivers from different nations with different backgrounds are racing together head to head for the points in the championship. And here we can see Bene Banki from Dirty Sports with 2 purple sectors.
Could be a really good lap.
Oh,
Could
yeah.
be a really, really good lap. What will it be? It will be provisional pole for Ben Sparky, 1:24.188, and that's a really, 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 really damn good time.
Yeah, it is pretty good. I mean, we have only 1.5 minutes left on the count, so let's have a look if Alessandro Taviani is able to get another good lap in. Yeah, they're a bit on the grass.
Green second sector here, so it's already 1/10 of a second behind. So not this lap, but maybe the next one. One more chance left for Alessandro Ottaviani to strike back. I think those are the 2 guys that will have to decide the pole. Good exit now, very important out of the 10th corner, out of the last corner, to get a good run off onto the start-finish straight, and a good start for his last opportunity to qualify first.
Yeah, also it seems besides the qualifying, the first race could be also really interesting because the car seems a bit slidey on the rear, so have to be aware of the tire wear is really important, I think, and to be patient, to wait for mistakes, to set the guys under pressure. And
we see here Ben Spanky, no? He's getting even better.
Yeah, I guess is it a 23?
Oh, 23 would be
really,
really ridiculous.
And
it's a 1:24.0. That's insane. It's even better than the leaderboard. And they had 1 week to drive their leaderboard's time. So this is the best time driven on this setup with this car also compared to the leaderboard. He's even like
Damn.
1/10 faster than his own time on the leaderboard. Ridiculous.
Yes. What an improvement, I would say so. Wow, that's really strong. And we can see we have delta difference like 1.2, 1.3 seconds getting into in the P20s. So there it keeps together. That's really good to see that. But it shows maybe also different the point how maybe difficult the drives can be to drive there. So we have now one short break for 1 minute till they head onto the race session. So what do you think, Corby? Will Benny Bunky take it home, or do you think there will something happen?
If I would bet money, I would bet it on Ben Spanky simply because he has been so incredibly dominant. Also, if you look at the leaderboard, he's 0.129, so a bit more than 1/10 better on the qualification leaderboard than the second driver, Ilya Drovosekov. And simply this gap is already so big, and then he showed that he could do it even better in the real qualifying. I think this just like Max Verstappen in Formula One right now, he's just probably going to be in a different league for this race.
Yeah, but to be honest, I wait because I know Ilya Drozevskov, he showed a strong performance and that he is patient. Otherwise, just but I started now. We're heading into the race start. 20 minutes to go. The lights are hopping and it's green. Let's go. There we are starting ahead. Oh, they're already getting wide there, but it seems Benny Bunky is free to go there into turn 1, followed by, I guess it's still Ottaviani.
And then behind there's a big crash. I think 2 or 3 cars hitting each other. So there might be first few people out of the race because that looked like a big one. Alessandro Ottaviani now
Already
side by side with Bunky going around the outside. You gotta leave the space, and he leaves the space now down the second straight and right into turn 4. Inside line for Ottaviani. No, inside line. Oh, he goes ahead.
No,
he's
closing. He has to wait now.
And Ben Bunky, he can't fight. He's on the second place. No chance, Ottaviani. It takes 3 corners and he's in the lead.
Yeah, but what a move from Ottaviani. I mean, like, it was the second turn. He took a... Yeah, it was a perfect move again. What a move. On the outside. Wow. It's just impressive racing. Damn.
Yeah, and he seemed to be a bit faster down the straight. Maybe getting a better exit. It shouldn't be because of the setup, because the setup is fixed. So every driver drives with the same setup. So the only thing that makes like difference is how you actually drive, and it's entirely up to the driver skill to decide who comes in first and who comes in second or third.
Yes. Oh, and there were 2 they're 3 having an incident. Martin Petermann here, zero fast. And it's another one. Okay, I guess that's for them. But sadly, they have to go in the box, otherwise they can't exit there. That's sadly. But here we have Julian Kunze attacking Yannick Mund, I guess, into turn 2, and he's he's getting back and waiting. But yeah, it's really close again. There we have like a big midfield train there, and yeah, as you can see, that the Apollo is the car to go here. We have like from 1 to 17, 9 to 15. Sorry,
14.
14, sir. Yeah. Sorry, sir. The Apollo is leading. It seems to be the fastest track around here, but it's also cool to see that some other drivers also already using the roof or the Ford.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alessandro Daviani still on its pace now, using the free air here to get into this rhythm, get down his laps, and Benny Bunky is now, well, he has now to get the job done, to get back into his rhythm, to close the gap, and then maybe to set an attack, but also to be patient with the tires, because otherwise on the end maybe an Drozevskov or Mosin is able to attack. And Alex Mosin here with a good positioning. Before he had also a good qualifying on Watkins Glen, but sadly not a good race result because he was had some incidents. But he's back on track. And also here Yannick Mund and Kunze, maybe they will be able to attack with Kirill Antonov, but Antonov knows how to fight. So this will be interesting fights, to be honest.
Absolutely, and I think we have a interesting and full of action race ahead of us with many more overtakes to come. Kirill Antonov in place 5, kind of having his own comfortable space, some gap towards the front, a little gap towards the back. And for Ben Spanky, as you said, it's very important to keep close to Alessandro Ottaviani and not have him just drive ahead and drive his race comfortably home, because then I think then it will be a clean drive in the first place for Ottaviani. He has to keep the pressure up, has to keep the pressure high, so that Ottaviani also uses up his tires and so on and so forth. And he can maybe use some mistakes, some slides. I think we already see the first slides, especially in the last 2 corners. I mean, the track is also not nice to the tires in some sense, because you have 7 right turns, so right-hand turns, and only 3 left turns. So there's a lot of pressure on the outside wheels. That would be the left wheels, especially with the 2 fast last corners. And there, the tire wear is really extreme.
Yeah, you also have, and including that, you have also in the second sector some corners where you have to accelerate during corners, so it's not also easy to just straight accelerate out of it. So it's also a bit quite challenging for them. But as we can see, Bede Banki now hunting the 10th down, closing the gap, and is working on it to get P1 back. And I can fully understand that he says, hey, I want my position back. Give it back there.
Absolutely. Already showing himself in that corner to put some fear into the mind of Ottaviani, but I think he doesn't really react to this kind of place. Typically, as we've seen at the last 2 laps, the gap should now open up a bit more in the middle sector, so in this part of the track, and then get closed through the 3 long straights. But compared to the last lap, Ben Spanky is really close now. It's only a bit less than 4/10, only about 4/10 now the gap between those two. So good exit out of the last 2 corners, and there might be a chance for a switch of leads for like ahead of turn 3 or turn 4.
And here also Julian Kunze under pressure from the racing driver behind him. Berka also really close on his rear, and maybe also saying hello a bit. And now, let's have a look. Is now he able to gain with the slipstream?
Oh, he's already moving out of the slipstream.
Not seem so, but behind them here between
Berka and Wittwove.
Yeah, no, it was Mund and Wittwove, I guess. Berka. No. Okay.
Are you also getting a bit of oversteer there?
Yeah.
On the exit. I don't know why he's driving so far to the left there, back. Maybe he has some damage, or it looks... I don't know who's that in the pink car back there, but he looks like he sustained some damage, and he's going really slow, getting pushed back through the field. Might have been Blöckner there, because I saw 3 German flags way up ahead before, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I guess Yannick Munte he was behind Kunze, so something happened at least. Maybe a mistake. Let's see what's gonna happen. To be honest, it seems now everything a bit settled down, or maybe the most of them are now getting back into the ribbon, waiting, and just waiting. And here we have him behind Berka. Wittwove, also a good driver. He had also his moments before in the other races, so I would look forward if would gain some positions. Or maybe he's waiting and says, okay, right now I'm not able to gain more or less. So he waits for the reverse grid on the second race. So if you knew, the second race will be from 1 till 10 and reverse grid. So there will be also a new challenging race there for the drivers. And so I guess we have now already lost 1, 2, 3, 4. Only some drivers are back in the pits. And Ottaviani gaining a half a second since we lost. Look at the gap between him and Banki. And Druzevskov, he's also 8/10 behind. So it seems that they are just grinding for the 10th here and try to close the gap, but not anything big will happen in the next couple of laps. I would say at least something some mistakes or anything else would happen. So let's have a look here. Daniel Berger also again in the fight with Vivet. I guess he overtook him on some corners before there. Now he's also trying to get back there. And Yannick Mund also tries to fight back. Oh, and there are two fighting, and one is really wide out there. And yeah, which is not really good for the tires because there's no grip, nothing else, just collecting some rubber, which is not pretty well good for the tires. And it seems that on the straight, the slipstream is not, enough there to get a good positioning for the overtake, I guess.
Julian Kunze now behind the Macedonian driver ahead, showing himself, but also not really the opportunity for overtake. And as you already said before, like the gaps are kind of opening up, especially between the first 6 cars. Everyone kind of has its own comfortable space to drive. Here, Yannick Mund right next to Daniel Berger, sending it down in the inside line of the corner. Slight touch, but he keeps it steady, keeps it going, and probably now has the better exit and has gained 1 place. So Yannick Mund now, I guess, in 9th place, Berger on 10th place. And for Berger, it will be really important to keep this 10th place because, as you've already said, it is reverse grid for the second race. So 10th place is pole position, and 11th place still starts 11th, and there's a big mayhem down the field in the middle of the S turn there, of the chicane. We're just hoping that the rest of the field can get through this quite cleanly and isn't caught up in the mess of those 2 or 3 cars who are, right spread out over the track there.
I guess there were some like no, I don't want to let enough space, and then whoop, some things can happen. Can happen. It's not that
and
bad.
We also said we also seen so far that those cars can get quite some oversteer, especially now after 10 minutes of intense racing and this chicane. So turn 7 and 8 also in free practice proved to be quite difficult to drive the older the tires get. So their oversteer tends to be quite tricky.
Also side by side, that's
one slight touch might be enough, huh?
yes, definitely. And a nice try here to get on as well an inside from behind, and now squeezed wide with Peter Daniel
right next to him, got the better exit, and now he has to keep it on over the outside. So close, so intense racing, but so far so good, and he cannot keep it. Better line now for the inside driver. Nico Söhnel has to give up his attempt for now, but he's still close enough. Get through turns 9 and 10, and then maybe back into Niki Lauda turn. Back into Niki Lauda corner. Turn 1. He can try it again. No, he can't. Exit hasn't been good enough. Definitely. And we already see them bouncing back and forth, somehow keeping it together, but probably losing 1 position there.
And Clemens Fischer said, "Okay, thanks. I taking the position." So, but it was a nice try there to try the open door and to break there. That's a good, nice try, but sadly, the pace wasn't there for him. But let's see on the front row. We have now a gap of 1 second between Ottaviani and Banki. Also, Drosevkov 1.5 seconds behind. So it seems there's everyone in this rhythm, and the pace seems different a bit today from them. So nothing big is happening. We have Nikola Rogovski on 6th place, followed by Janne Kunze with 3 seconds behind. So we have here a little gap on the midfield as well. Then we have Mund, Berkas, Kremens, and Blöckner a bit together. So we have their midfield big pack racing a bit still to go. But it seems here pretty clean.
Yep.
No bigger incidents or anything else. So it's also a bit pleased to see there.
After the hiccups at the start, let's call it like this, everyone probably found his or her rhythm back there. And as you said, gaps are opening up. I think the first 4 places are probably decided. Maybe Ben Spanky is the one who can drive it back and put the pressure onto Alessandro Ottaviani for the remaining 6 minutes of the race. So maybe at the end of the race there might be a fight for the victory, but we'll have to see. But back further down the field, I think 5th place, there we might see some switches because Kirill Antonov can't really drive too far away from Latkovsky.
Maybe.
So yeah, that's like the one part where we can get a switch up, and then there's obviously intense fighting. All right. Tobias Tilov falling right through the floor.
Okay.
We
Weird
found
things are
everything back.
happening.
We're back on the track. We found gravity again. Everything is good.
Yeah,
And we're
as-
back with the leader.
Yeah, and as I'm reading through the chat here a bit, and as if I read right, that we have here P19 now. I guess that's right. That was Martin Petermann who has birthday. Happy birthday! If it seems that he's our birthday driver today.
Should we sing? Probably not.
Well, for sake not
For the viewers' sake, we are
Yes, yes.
not going to sing, but we still wish him a really nice birthday.
And still I had a good race. I mean, when I read the message, and now he already gained 2 places, so he's working. He's working for it, so he's trying to catch up. I mean, he also made some great impressions on the first race with his asphalt scrapping Ford back then. It's still quite a nice memory there. So yeah, but also 5 minutes to go now. Nothing big has changed, it seems. Yeah, which to be honest, compared, we have some races where the cars are not that difficult, that we have a lot of still 20 minutes every time of close racing, and sometimes the cars are a bit more challenging, that we can see like today, that we have like some gaps there around. But I guess on the second race this will change again, because the fastest driver on the grid will be back onto 10th, 9th, 8th place. And then we will have like a really interesting fight on the second race.
Definitely. We already also see Kirill Antonov, who had to give it up and finally lost the place to Cody Nikola Latkovsky, who's now on to 5th place, trying to open up a gap. And to be honest, I think he will be able to do this. He has been the faster driver for quite a while, and the gap should open up relatively soon, even though you have the long straights and the slipstream from there. I think that the faster driving should just be enough for him to keep that 5th place, but more ahead, probably not possible. Ben Spanky also not able to close up the gap to the leader, to Ottaviani. And then we probably have to go like right about round place 10 with Berka, Mund, and Kremens, who are fighting very, very hard for this so important 10th place.
Definitely. And if it seems that will be a good race for Benibanki and Ottaviani as well, they will gain some points and also some positioning in the championship with this race. And Antonov needs a good second race then, with the 6th position, if he wants to get back on the leading position in championship. Needs maybe to make the 1st place on the second race or something else, and to have Drozevskov also not be able to get really close to him. Otherwise, this will be not a good race for him in terms of the championship, because Benibanki could really getting close to him right now and saying hello in the points for round 5 on Nürburgring then.
Definitely. And after round 5, we're already finished with the pre-events, I would say. Then it really comes down to what happens at the ADAC SimRacing Expo in December at the Norisring in Nürnberg. I think everyone, including everyone out there, us as commentators and especially the drivers, are really looking forward to driving there. And contrary to what I suspected, Kirill Antonov can really stay at the back of Latkovsky there and put him under pressure. Also see some wear already on the car, I think, of Kirill Antonov there, which shows of one or the other fight, some contact he had in the past 18 minutes of the race.
Some battle trophies on the car. Yeah, which happens. I mean, yeah, some scratches on the cars. That's regular racing, and it's part of it. A little bump there. That's normal, and it's okay. In racing, we have the pleasure that some car contacts are not causing any big incidents or else, which is in some other simulation something big different.
Yeah, and I
So,
think
but
that's
it's also
really
really
nice,
fun. Yeah.
which because it enables really good and intense racing, and you don't have to be super careful about not touching anything because then immediately your car breaks, and that enables the nice racing we've seen today.
I guess it improves also the capability for the drivers. They know, okay, like the regular feeling, I a touch isn't that horrifying, so it's not that bad. A little touch isn't like bringing someone to spin instantly, and that's maybe give the drivers the opportunity to get more on the limit. Because I guess in some other simulations you have these kind of fear for the contact,
Yeah.
and that's sometimes a bit of mm,
And
bad
here
for
we
the
see
drivers.
another fight,
Ooh.
sending it,
Yeah,
but
really
really
close.
hard closing the
Yes.
corner there of the corner there.
Yeah, that's
Still,
really close.
the
And
overtake worked, and I think we have Blöckner now on 11th place, but the gap much too big to the important 10th place. But they're still fighting for the last places here. Ivanov, 14th place, right at the heck of Neck, right ahead Berka, and then Blöker. So there's some intense racing left for the last 7 seconds and the one remaining lap we are going to see.
yeah, and we have Benny Bunky closing the gap a bit. He is now back onto half a second right behind him, so there is something left in the tires of him. And maybe he is trying to get an attack on Ottaviani now.
Yeah, but then again, it has to happen right into turn 4, into the Rauch corner. And the gap is too big there. 1 second. Yeah, no chance that he will catch him up. This lap, I think he already kind of gave up.
Yeah, that's
Feels like he's losing a lot, or
yeah, now
he lost
3/10.
like half a second or something there within like 2 turns or so.
Yeah, but that's sad. I really hope that we will be able to see some fighting on the front row again. That's yeah. But we have a second race coming up, so I guess we will be there enough.
Yeah, and especially because of the reverse grid, we'll have the faster driver further at the back, and they will have to tear their way through the field and the remaining cars. And that will be quite interesting, I think, because there's also some gaps in terms of how quick the drivers are. But for now, we have to celebrate, and we gladly congratulate Alessandro Ottaviani on a fabulous drive, taking the lead right into the first lap, into turn 4, I think it was, and then staying up front, clean racing, bad spank. He never had a chance to retake first place, comes in second. Vosekov in third, completes the podium for race 1. Mosin for fourth, Latkovsky fifth, Antonov sixth, Kunze, Wittwöd, Mund, and we have on 10th place Kremens. The Dutch completes the top 10 and will start on pole for race 2.
Yeah, strong performance from Ottaviani. He took it and kept it on the first place till the end. Really good performance from them. And yeah, quite interesting. We have again some drivers again in the top 10, which we already saw sometimes there. So I'm again really interested, and that's what's happened in the second race there, because I guess Vyodvet and Antonov will try to get some points back there.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's getting close, it's getting intense. We are already over the halfway mark of the series. We have 3 races behind of us with already, or 3 locations. Has to be 7 races by now in total, which are behind of us. We've already driven at Brands Hatch. We were in Daytona, Watkins, Glen. Now we're at the Red Bull Ring in Styria, Austria, and then we're going to the Nürburgring before we head into the final in Nürnberg at the Norisring. But there's not so many opportunities to gain points and to catch up in the standings and get those important places to qualify for the final at the ADAC SimRacing Expo.
At least it's really important as well to stay in the races, not to have in DNF or anything else, because now the last points are really important as well. And as we can see, Benebunky, fastest lap of the race. Congratulations, good job there. So I'm looking forward to see the fastest, what will be the fastest lap in the second race. Do you think it will be again Benebunky on the hunt for the 10th, or will it be Ottaviani?
Yeah, it will be interesting because Ottaviani now starts again behind Benebunky and has to take his spot back. And I don't think it will be as easy as in the first race, because now he knows kind of what's happening there. And he knows the tricks of Ottaviani. So probably Benebunky, but probably Benebunky keeping it better together. But then also you could say Benebunky really good on one lap, but not as consistent as Ottaviani. Kind of makes sense if you talk about Benebunky winning the qualifying, being fastest in the leaderboard, and so on and so forth.
I mean, he also improved. He really improved over the last couple of races, which I really hope. To be honest, I would love to see. I loved also to see him running on front rows now, and I think maybe Ottaviani surprised him there a bit. I guess around the outside in turn 2 is quite important. But yeah, let's go. Second race. The lights are hopping again, and let's see what's gonna happening into the second
Already
start.
going in. Yannick Munz, 4th place, his view, and the lights are out, and we go into race through spins. The tires are squeaking. There's smoke everywhere, but there is also the race and turn 1. No big mess up so far. Everyone getting through cleanly, but running wide, taking all the space of the runoff area. And now up the hill, right into the Ramos corner, turn 3. And will we see some first overtakes? No switch-ups on the front, trying to take the outside line there. This is Steph Cremens defending his 3rd place, but losing it for now. Now he has the inside line. Now we have a slow car and a bigger accident here in turn 3.
Yeah, there will definitely something happen a bit. But at least we have still Berka leading, followed by Blöckner, Viot, Kremens, Antonov, Kunze, Niglaskowski, Munch, Rosesov, Ottaviani, and Bunky. So they lost some places, both of them. Yeah. Someone is like, hello guys, I want the position. And I don't know if it was Moon, but okay, this will be some thrilling minutes coming up there. And we've already Ottaviani overtaking Drozevskov, and now is Bunky right now hunting the championship leader.
Yeah. Hunting down the Swiss man on P11.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, but then again, you see it's an entirely different thing racing in the middle. We see also there's someone going off into the last corner, losing it there on the rear, and no chance, fully planks into, the wall. And I think with that, whoever that was, we're sorry, your race is probably done at this point.
Yeah.
And there's no chances.
Yeah.
We'll see how the field sorts up. We'll see also whether there will be a switch of the lead or running maybe 3 wide or something, trying the wild stuff right into turn 3. And it's Latkovsky keeping 7th place, but really having to fight for it, trying to take on Antonov there, who is, or is it Kunze? I think it's Kunze there down his right.
I'm not
outside
sure. I guess
line.
It's Kunze. Yeah? It's Kunze, yes.
Works out. Switch for position 2, fights everywhere through the entire field.
Berka defending against Vet, which is pretty hard. And there, we lost someone again. I guess it was Musin? I don't know. Or
Catalan going slow and getting run through the field. Maybe him. But there are more like drivers off. And he's really showing himself. He knows you cannot overtake into turn 9 and you cannot overtake into turn 10. You have to get the good exit, the good line, and then you have a chance right into the Nicky Lauda corner. Maybe he can take place 2 now. Going
the roof was wide.
really wide there at the back, but we'll focus on Daniel Berka. Keeping 2nd place, and now he's right in the rear of Blöckner, and Blöckner suddenly has to fear for his lead here right into the Ramos corner. He's really close. He's going to try to send it. There's another crash on the 2nd line here.
Yeah. There are some. Maybe they got the wrong tires. Maybe there were some Ferrari strategies on there. But at least we have Berka again now. Attack, trying for the attack, and and we have again incident. Grassemann again off the track. Sadly to see so many like getting off the track and having incidents. But yeah, let's keep our focus on the front row now because there are a lot of happening. Blöckner now side by side, overtook by Viewet. Viewet now in second place, now ready to hunt Berka for the first place right now. And also on the inside is Is this Antonov?
Yeah, it's
Who
a
is saying
really
hello.
nice maneuver by Antonov, I think.
Is he through? He's
Yeah,
through?
he takes the opportunity. You cannot overtake there. But Antonov
Normally.
shows us, proves us different, and
Yes.
sees a gap that never existed and seizes this gap and takes it into
Yeah.
third place. But really
This-
sad for
yeah.
Blöckner, you have to say. I mean, he lost 3 places within half a lap or something.
Can happen. That's how a race grid maybe works. And if you like have a bad exit because of fighting out of one corner, 2 other drivers may be able to use the opportunity to overtake you. And as we can see here on the background, the people like a bit of weaving there to go in the defending line to denying the overtake there. But let me tell you this: they don't stop because of what weave. They will attack further. We have they now 2 wide now on the attack. We have now Viewet and is it Antonov now in first place?
Yeah,
How
Antonov
did
in
that
first
happen?
place. There's one bad exit of Berka, one slight oversteer, and bam, 2 cars go through. And this is how close the field is. This is how intense the racing is. Back there, we also see a switch for a position. Nikola Latkovsky gains back 5th place. Now it's Kunze in 5th. It's going back and forth. And yeah, it is intense fighting. It is exactly what we were hoping for the second race.
That's what we want to see. That's entertaining stuff today again. And yeah, as we all can see, Berka also doing a good job here, trying to get his pace together and to stay in the rhythm and trying to attack. And Antonov doing a great job, trying or using the opportunity to get some points there. Viewet also, and Ottaviani seems to be stuck there a bit in the traffic. Also, Drosevskov and Benny Bunky, because they are still on 10th and 11th place.
Yeah, maybe we can move on to Drovasekov here for a moment. I think Ottaviani kind of doing the best he can, best job of the 3 top tier drivers, because he's moving up rather. I mean, he takes some time, of course, but he's definitely the one who goes ahead. And back there we see Ben Spanky fighting with Drovasekov, and they're kind of slowing each other down rather than forming a team and tearing through the field together.
They did it often before. In Daytona, there were a lot of time where they were just waiting and then they hit the dive bomb against Ottaviani there. Kunze is like, hello!
Sends it down the
Yeah.
inside, and Kunze is just completely starstruck by this move. Still Ottaviani going a bit wide, losing some momentum, and 2 cars slipping by of Ottaviani, I think. 2 cars now past him.
Yeah.
The 2 pink ones, and Ottaviani, now it's again Drovosekov at his rear. And the championship leader trying to gain the places. Now it's Ben Spanky.
Yeah, he passed Roseskov. Interesting things happening here right now. This will be interesting because I don't think he will stop and let him just pass as easily as it looks like.
There's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, it's a lot of back and forth, and it's also really interesting with the mix of, as we can see, slow and faster drivers here now side by side heading into the second turn, right into turn 3 in the right corner where we already saw some of overtaking there, and they're behind 3 wide.
This can't work. No, you can't go through this corner 3 wide. And there's, I think it was Ben Spanky who lost it and was put into. It was Ottaviani.
And he now dropping behind Mundrosevsko and Bunky. Like we used to say, he's biting into the wheel right now, and I hope he's getting into his rhythm and maybe gaining back some positioning there. And yeah, already again here, like into the left-hander Daniel Berka fighting against Kunze. Kunze trying to get through the field here. He's like saying, okay guys, I am not patient, I want the front row, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, and the oversteer there, and behind Kunze, Who is this? Skrimen's already showing his note there to attack into the left hand.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was a
but
quick
he's-
lag. All right,
Yeah.
all good. It was just the internet. It was just the internet. But just to put everything into perspective, I mean, how close everything is, and with how much back and forth we've seen, it really goes to show how difficult it is to overtake. Because to overtake, you kind of have to take a risk, and the risk sometimes throws you back and gives you the issue of you having to take a slightly different line, and then there's a second car slipping in, and because everything is so close, then there's the third car slipping in, and this is what all this back and forth then causes. We have another dive bomb there in the middle. I think Alessandro Ottaviani is really sick of, like, the losing the 3 places there and trying everything to get it back.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, but if I saw it right, Oseskov didn't left quite a lot of space and squeezed him a bit there. And yeah, this also can, or this is some things a driver has to deal with to know, okay, which line can I take, which risk do I take with it, what's happened if I do it wrong, and that's decisions within not even seconds, like tenths maybe, where you have to choose to make your decision, and sometimes they are not the best ones. Sometimes they're really awesome, and we can see some great overtaking, which we already seen here today. But this also can happen. And now we have halftime. We have now 10 minutes to go. We had a little switching in the grid. So Antonov now leading, still followed by Vidvet with under half a second, and there are a close gap by 2.5 seconds with Nikolai Kowski, followed by Kunze, Blöckner, Bunky now 6th place. He gained some positions. He will have like a good race result today, maybe. And there's Skrimis and Ottaviani, and they already again fighting side by side. And now, come on, Alessandro.
Take back your places right into the inside line. For now, it's better. He got a really nice exit out of this, and
really good job.
he will be able to keep his 8th place easily. Whereas Drovosekov, he really has to fight to stay at the rear of Ottaviani. Oh, there was one turning up. I think that's Daniel Beaka, and that really goes to show how much one slight hit can do. I think he was hit by some car, and then he started to spin, and now he cannot really get back onto the track because there's cars piling in and cars coming until the 30th place or the 29th place.
I haven't saw any hit, but yeah, he was just like sliding away, and that's sad for him because he had a good positioning, and everybody knows how bad this feeling is when you lose a good position. That's real. And now we have Alessandro in 7th place, now attacking Blöckner. Like, he's now Ottaviani making the bunky move 2 laps ago. He is now gaining the positions and is maybe getting ready to go for the fight with Bunky again.
But at least there's some gap at least between Blöckner and Bunky, and because Blöcker has to defend here, he already also has to take into account. Yeah, he will lose some time to Benz Bunky, and Benz Bunky has clean air until he hits Kunze sometime soon, and I am pretty sure he will take it. And who has this been now spinning? It was a car. It was Blöcker.
Blöcker was, yeah. An exit. Too
unfortunate for the German. Yes. Like, that's how fast it goes. He goes from 6th place there to
18th place.
12 places within like a split second.
With nothing. Yeah, that's how racing goes. It's gain and it loses sometimes. And yeah, we now have Ottaviani behind Bunky, 2 seconds. We will see how long it takes. I mean, to be honest, quite a nice memory when we had the where we saw him together last time on Cupra, maybe, where we have it together, if you quite remember. And he also showed there's also some impressive racing back then. And maybe he will, he already gained 4 tenths, so maybe we'll see both of them fighting for the leading points today.
Maybe. Really experienced race room drivers in any case. Right now we see Cody Nikola Latkovsky putting the pressure down onto Kirill Antonov in 2nd place, with Wötz kind of managed to get a gap in, and that's nearly 2 seconds. It's like 1.5 seconds. 6 minutes ahead of race end. that's probably, if there's not too big of a blur, that might be enough to take home the victory. Fights again all over the entire field. And a driver I want to put the focus on is Peterman. Wasn't that our birthday boy?
Yes, he was.
He came in like 19th or 18th, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, and he's 10th by now. So he took like 8 places up the field. Big
Yeah.
shoutouts to Peterman, having a fantastic drive here in race 2.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. He also gained some positions during the mistakes of the other drivers. To be fair, but yeah, hey, 9 places within like 10 minutes. Good job
mean,
there.
I guess the saying goes, to finish first, you have to finish first.
True
So
point there.
taking opportunity of that one. Keeping clean out of any fights. So the next fight we have going on, that's fight for P2. It's Antonov. And right behind him we have Latkovsky and then the German Kunze right in place for Ben Spunky, trying to make it a group of 4 at the back. And sooner or later that will happen. Ben Spunky is going to close down the gap at some point. And then it gets hot. Then it gets really intense for the remaining 5 minutes of the race. Now going wide is Latkovsky against Antonov, trying to make the switchback, and there's some hits. I think Kunze, not a good exit. And is Ben Spunky going to be able to take opportunity of that? No, the gap is opening up, but the gap is closing down between Bunky and Kunze. Next send down the middle.
And behind, if I see it right behind, no, it's not.
Ottaviani behind Bunky.
Is it Ottaviani? Because
Yeah.
okay.
It's like 2 seconds gap, 1.5 second gap. Gonna take some time to close it in. I don't know if he has the time left with 4 minutes on the clock to really go into the fight here.
Could Bunke, or maybe Bunke has the opportunity to have a look at the podium again.
Yeah,
because he is close.
Absolutely. We've seen those switches before. If those forecasts got really close together and there's one mistake, and they kind of and he's at the back, he's the one who can kind of take opportunity of that and then get the clean exit and just drive past the fighting ones at the front. That's a real opportunity, absolutely. And he only has to gain 2 places. I mean, he could even get second.
Yes. So let's see. Squeezing him wide there. Now he's taking the outside, having a good braking, trying to get a good exit. And also behind there, Julian Kunze saying, hello, I want to be still in the fight there as well.
But Antonov nicely parking the car at the apex. So that there's no switcheroo happening by Latkovsky.
Antonov attacking
and then there is again
Latkovsky.
sending the inside line.
Oh yeah, that's perfect for Benebaki. Exactly that what he needed to. He is now past Kunze because Kunze was stuck behind the 2 guys in front of him fighting, and Benebaki also like knocking. Hello, I want the podium. Let's go. Oh,
and there is a real opportunity for him because Latkovsky is really impatient behind Antonov. He knows he's faster again and he's just trying to squeeze past at some point. But Antonov, he is a truck with 40 tons, probably a plane or a cruise ship, because there's just no way past him.
Yeah, it is. And now we have like only 2 laps to go now. So now it's getting really bit of thrilling because now the driver need to pass if they want to keep their places. And we have like a train, to be honest, of 7 drivers now. So
they managed to be slow enough to have everyone catch up. That's kind of the story.
Yeah, and now they have to be really patient because if they make a big mistake, they will lose some places. And Benebaki now with a good exit.
I think he's the one on the right. I'm not sure. They all have the same livery.
Kirill Antonov and Benebaki against Kirill Antonov. And it looks really good for Benebaki now because he has the inside line for the right-hander now.
Yeah, typically whoever has the inside line here can keep it ahead.
Nothing, no chance there for getting Antonov getting back there. Benebaki took P3 now, and maybe he can get our second as well. And he is like, I don't care what's happening behind me. He doesn't even looking in the back mirror right now if Antonov is showing him or not. He is just having the tunnel for the front row now. He wants
and
to
I think
get
Ottaviani was that sending it right
Yes.
down the inside of
Yes.
Kunze in turn 6, if
Yes.
I'm not mistaken. Really nice overtake. Again, showing that there's also some action in the middle of the field. We see them going wide. Oh,
Ooh,
Antonov. Oh, Antonov,
oh.
what are you doing? Shooting out Ottaviani in here, squeezing him in
Yeah.
too far, and Ottaviani gets hit by Kunze again, and we have a big pile
Yeah.
up, a big switcheroo once
Yeah.
again.
Ottaviani was very optimistic to dive into the last corner, and
Yeah, true.
I mean, it's I call it now an incident. This is like
Really hard racing, but like,
two heads bumping against each other. That's happening in racing a lot
Yeah.
of time before, and will not be the last time. It's just sad for Daviani because he had a good result and also a good result on the end of the race maybe. But let's have a look for Benny Bunky right now, on the rear of Nikolasowski, and will we see now the wonder of Benny Bunky being like maybe driver of the race, because he's like with two good positions now in this race day, and damn, what a performance till now from him.
Yeah, kind of depends on if we get another lap or if this is already the last lap. We only have
I
20
guess it's the
seconds
last.
on the clock. Depends on whether Witwit will come over the line. It is going to be close in any case.
Yeah, definitely.
I think he's going to just squeeze it over the line. Probably not.
Okay. Oh, this is really close.
This is like a split second thing.
Is he lifting?
He could be
he
lifting
need?
and he could be winning already.
No, yeah, it's
Is
done.
he? He is winning. The race is over.
Yes.
It's Wit with a really clean drive, keeping out of all the mess, keeping out of all the fighting. Latkovsky with a fabulous second place. Ben Spanky, the one of the big three who made the drive to the front. Podium for him, third place. Antonov in fourth. Kunze coming in fifth. Drovosikov 6th, 7th Kremen, 9th Mund. Petermann, fabulous, from 18th or so to place 9 into the top 10. Yeah, Petermann, happy birthday, getting his own birthday present
Yes,
there, I think.
yes,
and
I
Ottaviani
totally
losing
agree.
it in the end, 10th
Yes.
place.
Yes, what a race day. Were a lot of still great fighting, great racing, and yeah, to be honest, my drive of the day, Bede Bunky, he did a really good job today. Is really congrats there. This will be maybe a bit of changing also in the championship standings, so keep your watch out for our social media on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. ADAC SimRacing Expo, we will keep you updated with the new standings, and also who will be the winner of the fastest race lap award, sponsored by Rick. And we have on the second race the fastest lap driven by Ilya Drozevkov with an 24.6. I guess Bene Bunky's lap on the first race was an 24.4, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was a bit quicker. I
Yes.
guess due to the reverse grids, the fastest drivers not really being
Yeah.
able to take opportunity of being
It was
faster
close. It
while
was close.
fighting, and fighting really is the right word here of what we've seen fighting their way through the field.
Yes. So we now have. That's it for the Red Bull Ring. We had next event will be Nürburgring. So this will be all really awesome as well. So keep also there. Keep a look for the voting for the next cars, and yeah, would love to see a follow there, and hope that we will see you people next time again here.
Yeah, thank you to you guys who were watching. Thanks to the drivers for showing us a fabulous show here today. Especially race 2 was action-packed and intense from minute 1 to the last one. Thanks to our partners and sponsors. Without them, it would not be possible to do this here. And we're hoping to see you again in about 1 month for the last race of the pre-championship, so for the Nürburgring race. I believe it will be the 3rd of October, but keep posted on our social media for that. And with that, I think that was it for today, right?
I couldn't agree more.
Then we're closing it up. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this show, and I hope you and we
Microphone
see
activated.
you again next time. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.